Okay, so all right, guys. So that concludes our Serie A talk. But I want to talk about the world as a whole. What we've seen this year, we've seen legends, reassert themselves and claim to be the GOAT. And we've seen crazy things. A youngster breaking all kinds of records. A guy younger than myself having the world in the palm of his hands. And we've seen some other guys still proving that they can compete.
Yeah.
But let's just cut down straight to business. Who deserves the Ballon d'Or?
Haaland. If you want to say Messi, because the World Cup might be a bigger achievement.
I don't know if it's that easy of a decision. I can't say Haaland like that without giving Messi credit. Because
no, we're not.
At the end of the day, the World Cup is always worth more. And I get it. Messi, he killed it in League One.
Yeah. But I will say this, the Ballon d'Or is for this year.
Yeah.
The World Cup was in 2022. Yes.
No,
it still granted it was...
No, it
still counts.
2022, 2023.
No, yes, but it shouldn't have been that. Yeah, I mean, I understand, but Messi just had the World Cup, and that was it. Yes, he had some great performances for PSG, but guys...
No, I think it's Haaland.
I think Messi's...
French. I will throw you one. You guys said Haaland. You said Messi. I think Kevin De Bruyne deserves it, but he will not get it. Because he is not scoring the goals.
But the reason why I say Haaland is because everyone said at Dortmund, I don't know if he's going to do it in the Prem.
Exactly.
Then
I think it was pretty obvious.
Because his first couple of games he struggled.
Yeah.
And everyone's like,
he scored a hat-trick
at one point
3 games in.
No, I want the Community Shield. They played Liverpool.
Oh,
he missed an open net that game.
Yeah,
and Nunez scored. And everyone was like, Nunez is going to do better. Haaland came in, and not only did he just destroy the league, like, to score 36 goals, I don't care if people say, he doesn't do enough. The guy does his job. He scores, and he won them everything this season. He's the best player.
It comes down to the Ballon d'Or. What should it actually be? We know it's a...
He won the treble.
We know it's a popularity contest.
If Cristiano Ronaldo did that...
But wait. We know it's a popularity contest. We know that. It's favoritism, which, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Messi won it, even though I think he's third place at best this year.
What? You said De Bruyne second.
De Bruyne, I think, is the best. If we're talking best players, we're talking he's won trophies. Yes, he's not a striker. That's not his job. But like we said in our Champions League post-match reaction, Manchester City, yes, Haaland is special. But they could still make do if they put Alvarez on. Make do. You take Kevin De Bruyne out of that team, they are not as good.
Not really. Because in the final, he came off. And they still did good.
50-50.
The final they came off and they played at. You saw that final. You're really gonna change your opinion on that? They played Manchester City.
They did play bad. They played bad from the beginning.
Manchester City won, but that was a terrible performance on their part. If Kevin De Bruyne still played that game, we could have seen probably 2-3-0.
I agree with that statement.
Gundogan though, just like the guy after De Bruyne.
Yeah, but Kevin De Bruyne. I think the fact that he's such a well-rounded player. That team will be nothing without him. I think he's the more skilled player. Obviously, 2 different positions, but we've seen strikers being the most skilled player of the team before.
He's the best player on the team, but
like
Ibra had the best season.
But Kevin De Bruyne is he's the best player in the world. I will not stand anybody says anybody's better.
How are you gonna say then Haaland should win the Ballon d'Or?
No, I said De Bruyne.
No, you said Haaland.
I say Haaland will win the Ballon d'Or because he's a forward and he scored all the goals.
I know you shouldn't only look at stats, but if you're looking at all goals plus assists, Messi has the most over Haaland. If you add everything together.
Goals plus assists, but where does he play? Where does he play?
Yeah, I know, that's the thing.
But
have players not won the Ballon d'Or because of their performance in the World Cup? They have.
Yes, but like I said, this is 22. But if we make that argument, why did Messi and Cristiano win all those? Why did Van Dijk? Because he performed well in tournaments. I know, not the World Cup. He won the Champions League. He was clearly the best defender in his league, in the world. Why did he win it over Messi? He beat Messi that year. His team beat Messi that year. Why did Messi get it over? Exactly. Because he was not a forward.
The Ballon d'Or...
If it was really about the World Cup, it's favoritism. If it was really about the World Cup, why didn't Neuer not win it in 2014?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
Then knowing.
Listen,
but the thing is, gonna give it to Messi.
Listen, I think it's very close. I think if either one were to win it, I wouldn't really complain. I'd be like, they both sort of deserve it because they were probably I think they were the best.
I think Haaland has a better case, but I think Messi does not.
But do you think FIFA would favor Messi because he won the World Cup?
Yes, because they favor him because
I don't think they're necessarily wrong.
Yeah, they'll favor either him or Haaland. And if it's really about the World Cup, that's what the best World Cup player is for. That's a complete separate award. Exactly. The Ballon d'Or should be the whole season. Who was the best? Like our Serie A team of the season. Man. We're not just judging by a couple performances, right? We're judging the whole thing.
Exactly.
Kevin De Bruyne is the best player in the world. I will. So, hey, you want to say Haaland? Fine, but Kevin De Bruyne, I will not. Anybody who says anything different, I'm sorry, you're wrong.
So that's you, Kevin De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Have him? Would
Listen,
you say?
I think.
You
the
go.
top three is correct. Haaland, De Bruyne, and Messi.
De Bruyne,
and I don't disagree with De Bruyne winning it. I think you're absolutely correct. If he wins it, fully deserved. But I just think... I just think what Haaland did, 22 years old, scoring these goals, like... De Bruyne at 22 wasn't doing what he's doing now.
You forget he's 22.
But that's not... It's the best player in the world.
I hate to say this because I really don't like him. But Mbappe is the best player in the world in terms. In terms of ability. In terms of In terms of ability, Mbappe's the best.
You're
thank you for saying that.
And I think
I'm not saying. I really don't like the guy at all. But I have to be honest.
That relies just on the speed is not the best.
No, it's not. Can you let me finish on this?
Go ahead.
The reason why I think Mbappe's the best. I watch clips of all these young players nowadays. It's not just about the speed. It's really not. His first touch to set him up to beat a defender is the best. Not only that, he's the best finisher in the world.
Absolutely disagree.
He is the next. He is the most similar player in terms of finishing that I've seen, like R9. I have to be honest.
I was going to say Ronaldo.
Bro, you just lost all credit.
Or Henry, something like that.
His finishing is good.
You just don't like him.
No. I don't like him. I admit that. But his finishing is not the best in the world.
What?
Over Erling Haaland?
Listen.
Bro, I'll be honest. They're both insane. But Mbappe in the World Cup final...
You're just an idiot.
How am I an idiot? Mbappe in the World Cup final scored that volley and you're telling me I'm an idiot?
That has nothing to do with finishing.
Well, yes, it does!
He has great ability. Listen, bro, a tap-in is just as important in talking about finishing than volleys. And the best finisher is the one who has the most goals, right? Yes. Correct.
I think
Haaland has way more goals than Mbappe.
Bro, Haaland gets served. Haaland plays on the best team in the world. Put Mbappe there, he'll do the same.
No.
Yeah, no, he would.
He would score a crazy amount of goals. You're talking about who's the better overall player? Yeah, Mbappe. Want to talk about it?
No, that's what we're saying.
Best finisher?
That's what I'm saying.
Best finisher?
It's Mbappe.
No.
Bro, he reminds me of
Erling Haaland. That is absolutely ridiculous.
This season,
it's Haaland. Overall, it's Mbappe.
In front of the net, who's more likely to miss?
To miss? I think, honestly, it could be Haaland.
No, I think it's
it can be Haaland sometimes.
I'll be honest, it's a tie.
It's Mbappe.
It is a tie. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it can be Haaland.
Okay, you know what's something that no one talks about?
You want to pull out stats?
Hold on.
Chances missed.
You're a stat merchant. We know that. Hold on. You know what people don't talk about? Penalties is actually finishing. It's really important. Like Cristiano Ronaldo, to me, is the best finisher in the world ever.
No, ever.
Why? If you put him on the penalty, like you said, you would put your life. If your life was on the line, put him. Messi isn't a better finisher than Ronaldo in the penalty box, right? Even on a penalty. Now, Mbappe, what he did in the World Cup final to score those penalties, he went the same side 3 times. And that goalkeeper, Martinez, is supposedly the best penalty saver in the world. Yeah. He couldn't stop it. That volley, insane.
Come on.
Okay, but you're basing this off one game. And yes, it was the World Cup final, yes.
It's not one game.
No, it's not one game. It is one game.
Also,
if you could count, it's one.
Against Madrid last year.
If you could count, it's one. Yes, Mbappe produces these moments, and we're talking about purely finishing, but you guys need to take into account how many chances he's missed.
Yeah.
He has the big chances missed and biggest opportunities in League One. Haaland has had the most opportunities, but he has missed very few.
Doesn't he have the most big chances missed? But that makes sense, so because he takes the most shots.
No, but we're talking about yes, exactly. So he misses a lot. Best finishing is also knowing when to shoot and when to place it. And Haaland is clearly better than that. But
almost all of Haaland's goals aren't. They're literally tap-ins. If you think about it.
But again,
that's not Mbappe's game.
But exactly. So he's not the best finisher.
I think this season, Haaland's the best finisher.
It's like, who's the best finisher?
Bro.
Pippo Inzaghi or Del Piero?
Well, Inzaghi, because that's his game.
Yeah. No, exactly. But I like Del Piero's my favorite player, but it's the exact same scenario. Del Piero's the better player, but who's the better finisher? And yes, it's not his game.
I get your point, but what I'm saying is like, this season, Haaland, but Mbappe's been a better finisher at 16 years old. This 17.
If you compare both of them, Haaland has
way more goals. Look at Mbappe at Monaco when he was 17.
You're saying look at, but I'm giving you with facts. We're talking about just finishing here. Haaland at Mbappe's age, at any point of his career, has had more goals than him. And every season, you can look it up. With Dortmund.
Because Mbappe's not a striker, though.
Now we're going around in circles. We're going around in circles now. You have no argument now.
What do you mean?
Because Haaland is a striker. When you pick somebody's position, you go with their strengths, right? Why is Haaland playing a main striker, and why is Mbappe playing behind other ones? Why? Because Haaland is the better striker.
Because Haaland can't play any other position.
No, because Haaland is mastered this one craft, and he's the better striker. Mbappe is better, well-rounded player. He's better overall in many things. Yeah. But finishing is not.
Okay, how about this? In my opinion,
I got you.
Who would you rather take?
No, you didn't get me.
Who would you rather take?
So outside the box, who's a better finisher?
Hold on.
Outside the box.
Mbappe. But hold on. Who would you rather take in a final? The finisher?
Mbappe is the bigger game player.
In a final, World Cup, Champions League,
what I said, Mbappe has never won a final. He has. No, take that back. Take that back.
And he was the best player in that final.
I was thinking Champions League. Champions League.
He didn't win the Champions
League. He's a big
game
player.
He goes
and Haaland didn't score in that, though.
No, that's true.
And Mbappe scored in two finals.
That's true, but
they both ghosted in the UCL final, but Mbappe is more of a big game player.
No, that's not what I mean.
Scored a hat trick in the World Cup.
Bro, he ghosted against that Bayern team.
Okay, but we're talking... Okay, look. Just talking Champions League, but even you want to factor the World Cup in, fine.
I'm talking about
Haaland's never getting the chance to gonna play in a World Cup final. He never will.
That's not true. His team got really good.
Okay,
they're gonna play in a World
Cup. Forget about the World Cup. Okay, in a Champions League, I'd rather take Mbappe.
What has Mbappe done in the World Cup final?
What did Haaland do?
Exactly. So we can't say
I'd rather take Mbappe.
Mbappe scored a hat trick in the final.
In the Champions League final.
No, in the World Cup final.
We're talking about the Champions League.
Okay, wait.
Haaland's never going to play the World Cup final.
In my opinion, Mbappe had a better performance.
Give me 1 second.
Haaland
in the Champions League, after Bayern Munich, he didn't score against Real Madrid. Yeah. Remember that. He didn't score in the final. Mbappe, at 17 years old, scored against that best defense of Juve. He scored against them.
It was a well-placed pass.
Haaland also missed a penalty.
It was great. No, it was great.
At 16, I want to see you do that.
Not only that, Mbappe...
Well, what does this have to do with the
Mbappe against Madrid last year
similar stuff.
Scored the game winner against Madrid. He went to the Bernabeu. And I'll be honest with you, he was the only player in that PSG team against Madrid last year that played well. Everyone else, the team let him down.
All right, honestly,
what are we talking about?
It can go either way.
Who's better, or
I will agree with this.
Okay.
Haaland is a better finisher because it's true. Like you said, he scores 36 goals. He stays in the box. Efficient. That's his job. He masters his craft. He is a better finisher. You're right. But Mbappe is the better player overall.
Best player in the world, though? No.
I think
Haaland's a better player, finisher in a season. But like Mbappe in the big games, I feel like
because if we're talking ability, because you can only say Mbappe is the best player in the world right now due to ability, right?
No,
he can't be
this season. This season, Mbappe wasn't the best, but I'm saying if you're to say like who's gonna be the best in a couple years, it is him. He is the best.
No, in a couple of years, no.
Mbappe's been one of the best players in the world, if not the best, since he won the World Cup in 2018.
The best, disagree. Then. One of the best, absolutely. The best, no. He has had competition from... there's a reason why he didn't win the Ballon d'Or, because Messi was still better than him. He's proving to be better than him this year in the final. Messi was the better player. Even despite Mbappe's masterclass performance, whatever, in the last few minutes, he scored a hat-trick. Magnificent. Messi outplayed him that final.
To be honest, Di Maria was the best player of that final.
I'm talking between Messi and Mbappe.
But... one thing.
Okay, and if we're talking about in this coming years, you can't deny Mbappe relies on his explosiveness a lot.
What does it have to... That's his game
Okay, in the next couple of years...
Then Haaland relies on his long ass legs.
Can I finish my thing? Okay, relying on your explosiveness for your technique, because he does. A lot of his technique comes due, like you said, his great first touch comes from his explosiveness. Those sharp turns he does, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does.
What are you trying to say?
In the next coming years,
his fault?
Okay, Mbappe and I are the same age. I'm 25 years old is your peak of your speed. After your mid-20s, that's when it starts going down.
That's like saying Messi's dribbling is only good because his
that's not true.
Crazy agility.
Adama Traore is 28 years old.
That's like saying Messi's dribbling.
That's not true. Adama Traore is like 28
but Mbappe,
and he's rapid.
Okay, either way, in your 30s, your speed will go downhill.
So tell that to Kyle Walker, who's 33 years old.
Mbappe is not going to reach that level. Mbappe is not going to reach that level of like domination, consistency, like Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi did, who are
he's on track.
No one's gonna beat them two. But first, hold on. I will blame Mbappe. How long are you gonna talk for? 3 minutes? You gotta give us some time.
I've let you give a paragraph.
Mbappe.
Whatever.
I'll blame Mbappe a bit. He's at PSG. Take him out of PSG. He's the best. He's gonna become the best player in the world.
But like I said, Mbappe, will he win a Ballon d'Or? I think he could win one. Max 2. I don't think he's going to have that level of consistency.
With the way...
Mbappe's ability mostly comes from his speed.
If he wants to win one, he has to get out of PSG,
what does that mean? That's like saying Messi's dribbling only because of his crazy agility and his, what's it called? Low center of gravity.
No, Messi has that game IQ that Mbappe does not have. A lot of the stuff comes from...
How are you going to say one of the best players in the world doesn't have the game
IQ? Come on. Mbappe has made piss-poor decisions.
Mbappe has better game IQ maybe than
Haaland. He won a World Cup.
It's very selfish. That has nothing to do with your decision making. You could still be a fantastic player, still be selfish, and still be at the top.
Bro, nah, the way.
So do you rank Mbappe 4th in your Ballon d'Or?
Mbappe?
Would you rate him 4th?
We're not saying this. We're saying of all time.
Because I don't think there should be anyone else ahead of him.
4th? I mean, there's a bunch of others. Gundogan.
No.
Huh?
Not for Ballon d'Or.
But what has Mbappe done this year? Besides the World Cup, you take away the World Cup, what has he done? That he didn't win. What has he done?
Bro, he's old.
Modric has had a better year.
I'm not saying this year.
But you're saying Gundogan.
Harry Kane.
I'm not saying
over him.
I'm not saying this year either. But
Harry Kane.
You're saying Gundogan.
I'm not saying this year, but I'm saying like in the next coming years, if he leaves PSG, because PSG we know is the problem.
Okay, now you see how you went down from best finisher, best player, and now you're like in the next coming years.
What are you talking about? All I said was I agree with the best finisher thing. But besides
nobody's gonna dispute that Mbappe right now, we're not even in the future, is one of the best players in the world.
Yeah,
and
but
he has all this potential.
You don't like Mbappe, and you can't admit that. You're trying to say he's all speed. I used to think that. But it's not true. He's really not.
I didn't say he's all speed. I say he relies way too much on his speed.
Bro, he has really good finishing. He has a really good shot. Did you see his goal against Poland? That wasn't all speed. That was a brilliant shot.
I said he relies way too much on his speed. His finishing is still great, but you compare it. We're talking just finishing. Compare it to Harry Kane. Compare it to Lewandowski. Compare it to Benzema. Compare it to.
But those aren't.
Bro, Lewandowski for Poland.
And those are actual strikers.
Okay, and you're saying he's gonna be done after speed.
All right, guys.
A lot of people said the same about Cristiano Ronaldo, and Mbappe can change up his game.
And Ronaldo turned into a striker.
Ronaldo changed up his game. Mbappe can change his game.
It's not fair to compare Mbappe to like full out strikers. Haaland should be compared to those guys. But another thing to keep in mind, when Messi and Ronaldo were Mbappe's age, even though Messi already had like 2 Ballon d'Ors, Mbappe has way more goals and assists than them. So he's on track to catch up to them. But still, he still proves it on the international.
But he was on Monaco in the first season.
Okay. First off, Messi and Cristiano played completely different positions than Mbappe did. And at that time of the game, the inverted winger that scores goals Cristiano Ronaldo played on his the side of his he started out as a right wing, so he played as a traditional winger.
Mbappe was kind of started at right wing too.
No,
he did.
Yes, he did.
Yes, but the game is different now. The game now, the wingers are actually attacking. Before, the wingers was more old school. When Cristiano started, they were crossing the ball. And also, yes, Cristiano wasn't a great finisher when he first started, but this is another thing. This is all subjective, okay? But the fact that Mbappe did not go to Madrid and he stayed in PSG for the money tells me a lot about his drive. Can he improve it? Yes. But in Cristiano Ronaldo already at 22 years old, his drive was on a completely different level. We got to take these things into account too, guys. We got to take the mentality of these players as well. And if you were to ask me to predict the future, I don't think Mbappe will have this level of dominance, and I don't think he'll be as talked about now and the next coming years.
He won't be like Messi and Ronaldo, but the thing is, like you were saying, that's why I said I don't like him because of his attitude and his stuff.
I love him,
but I can't disregard. He's an amazing player. He's an amazing player, and he's got so many things about him. It's not just his speed. And I have to say, out of all the players in the international stage right now, he's the best.
He's the best.
Do you want? I mean, but like I said, okay, yes, in that degree, Mbappe gets a shout, but you guys can't forget about players like Modric who have been consistent. He's not a forward, and people don't talk about him. But he's the main reason why Croatia are the way. Best international player in the world, you're gonna go for the forward, of course. But Croatia, it's Croatia. Modric, obviously, Croatia have tons of fantastic players, but Modric is. Let's be honest, Modric is the reason they're so high up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were going to lose against France. It was bound to happen. You take Mbappe out of France, they're still gonna win games. They still could have won that final without Mbappe.
That one?
2018. They still could have won it.
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah, they still could have won it without Mbappe. They still could have won it without Mbappe. Like, you take Modric out of Croatia, they're not nearly as powerful.
You said that they wouldn't have won they would have won the final in 2018 without Mbappe. But France had a similar team, if not the same exact team in 2016, and they lost to a Portugal that had an injured Ronaldo in like the 20th minute. So,
but to be fair, that
if they had
that Portuguese team, Croatia was better, obviously. But we're talking about, like, honestly, I don't even think France would have made that final if they played different people. Like, because I think football was just better then. I mean, I don't want to be biased, but if France ran into Italy then...
No, they would have lost.
They would have lost.
But they lost to a really bad Portugal team.
They did.
A terrible Portugal team.
But I don't think that has anything to do with Mbappe. I really don't.
I mean, if you look at it, it does, though.
That 2018 final, yes, France, Mbappe... Arguably the best player for France. I think only
they had similar teams,
the X factor for France.
They had similar teams.
The point is, you think Mbappe is a great player, but you don't think he'll become one of the greats. We think he is a great player. I think he'll win 2 to 3 Ballon d'Ors. But
I think that's too much.
Listen, my favorite midfielder ever is Andrea Pirlo and Iniesta. But I have to say, I think Modric now is probably the greatest. And I'll say why. I'll give you one reason why.
You have to brush up on your history, my friend.
I'm not saying the greatest midfielder ever. I'm saying of like this generation pool.
Oh, absolutely. If we're talking about that.
Yeah, I'm saying of like that Real Madrid, Barca, Pirlo, Lampard, whatever. I think he's the best.